you for joining us here tonight on Halton News. It's Friday, May 29th, and I'm Jessica Kading. We'll have our local COVID-19 numbers coming up next, but first we have Constable Ryan Anderson of the Halton Regional Police with the details of a shooting that occurred very early this morning in Oakville.
Sure. So the police were called on Friday morning, very early morning, about 2:30 a.m. For a call of shots fired near the area of Napier Crescent in Oakville, which is kind of near Oakville Place. So investigations determined that a vehicle drove by the home and fired several shots at the residence. About an hour later, that vehicle returned and fired shots again. That's actually when we were called after the second shooting. Fortunately, there were no injuries, but we do believe it was a targeted shooting, and police are searching for a dark hatchback or small SUV, and the investigators, we are appealing for public's help in this one, and anyone who has dash cam or home surveillance video of the area, McCraney Street between Trafalgar Road and 6th Line between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. We'd like to hear from them.
Taking a look now at our local COVID-19 numbers, we're going to focus on the active number of cases in our region, since many residents who previously had the virus have already fully recovered. As you can see here, Burlington has the fewest number of people with confirmed cases at the moment at 5. Oakville has the most at 16. Milton follows closely behind, and then there's still 8 active cases in Halton Hills. This represents 7 more confirmed cases in our region since yesterday, but there has also been 9 additional recoveries. In addition to these numbers, the region is also reporting 74 more probable cases. Probable cases are people who are experiencing symptoms who have also been very likely to have been exposed to an already known COVID-19 patient. If you suspect you may have symptoms and want to get tested, you won't have to wait long anymore to do it. Melissa Candelaria reports.
Halton Healthcare is ready for you to get a COVID-19 test should you need one. 3 assessment centers have been set up in Oakville, Milton, and Georgetown, and although these centers have been established since March, infectious disease specialist Dr. Ananda Ghosh says they can now test more people.
Previously, there were specific criteria about which patients should and shouldn't be tested. However, on the 23rd of May, Premier Ford announced the testing would be much more widely available to Ontario residents, and we followed suit and made that testing widely available to Halton Healthcare residents.
Joan Jickling is the Director of Quality and Patient Relations with Halton Healthcare. She says they created a simple but safe testing process.
The assessment centers are by appointment only, and so people access our center by calling our phone number. That phone number is available on our website. That call goes directly to our central intake center, where individuals can call and speak to a registered nurse who does an assessment and books an appointment for that individual. Typically, those appointments can be booked same day or next day at the center of their choice. The centers are staffed by nurses and physicians. Patients are booked in 30-minute increments. We give people precise appointment times and bring them in these small groups to make sure that we can appropriately physical distance each of the individuals. They're assessed by nursing and a physician. The test is completed, and they're provided with information around self-isolation procedures and other self-care resources.
So how long do you wait to get your results? Well, Dr. Ghosh says you won't have to wait long.
Patients will be provided counseling and information about whether they need to self-isolate at home and whether their close contacts also need to self-isolate at home while they await their test results. Test results are expected to be available between 1 and 4 days, and patients can check for their test results online. If patients are having trouble getting the results online, they can also call the assessment center back to receive their results over the phone. And all patients who have positive test results will be contacted by public health to make sure that they are aware of their positive COVID test result.
And if you're not sure whether or not you should take the test to begin with, Halton Healthcare is encouraging you to make an appointment if you have any concerns.
Certainly following on Premier Ford's announcement, we absolutely encourage people for sure, having symptoms to come and have that test, but also individuals who are concerned that they've been exposed to an individual with COVID-19. So we're absolutely wanting all of those individuals to come in and accommodate them in our centres.
Halton Healthcare has seen over 6,500 people come to the assessment center so far, with just under 5% of them testing positive for COVID-19. Reporting for Halton News, I'm Melissa Candelaria.
Businesses across our region, as well as across the entire country, have been hard hit by the realities of COVID-19 and the impact the shutdowns have had. Small businesses face additional challenges. To help address this, the federal government has announced the Business Resilience Service. Burlington MP Karina Gould explains what's being offered.
What we're talking about is a business resilience service. So it is a free hotline that will operate 7 days a week that's available for small businesses. And so we recognize how, tough the COVID pandemic has been really on small businesses here in Burlington and right across the country. And they may face, additional challenges of accessing tailored financial planning advice to help them survive this difficult period. So we've launched the Business Resilience Service, which, as I said, is a free hotline, and it's operated by 125 business advisors from the Chartered Professional Accountants of Canada for the next 4 weeks. And this service will provide Canadian business owners, including those who run charities and nonprofits, with customized financial guidance from navigating tax regulations and government supports to planning their path to recovery. So small businesses with pressing financial needs can call the following number 7 days a week, 1-866-989-1080 to get free access to some financial planning, because we recognize that there's a whole range of issues that small business owners are facing. And so whether it's commercial rent, whether it's employee salaries or other operational costs, we've managed to put the commercial emergency rent assistance program in place, the Canada Emergency Business Account, as well as the emergency wage subsidy and the emergency relief benefit for Canadians who've been laid off. But this is an additional support to provide to small businesses when it comes to financial planning, to make sure that they can, really be supported throughout this entire process. And ultimately what we want to see is we want to see businesses succeed, and we want to see them make it through this really tough time, and then you be able to bounce back quickly once things are able to reopen.
Of course, some small businesses may not be able to weather the storm. We asked MP Gould to comment on the feedback she's received from our Burlington business community.
I've heard from a whole wide range of businesses in our community. Some of them have, made the decision that they're not going to continue operating, and there may be a whole host of reasons why they've made that decision right now. But the vast majority of them really do want to make it through this period, and they've been a lot. I've talked to a lot of them who've accessed the Canadian Emergency Business Account, and we've changed the criteria based on what we've heard from businesses locally. The emergency wage subsidy has been a huge help for businesses to make sure that they can retain their employees and through these difficult times. And once they're able to open their doors again, they just bring those employees right back. They don't have to rehire them. They're still there. So there's a whole range of issues, and of course it depends on what the business is. But my objective is to hear what their issues are, to bring them to my colleagues in Ottawa, and to find solutions for them. Because what I want to see is our local businesses be successful. We have some amazing local businesses that are really, the heart of our community. And so doing everything we can to support them and to see them through this tough time is my principal objective.
Businesses in Halton Hills are also facing some harsh realities right now. Mayor Rick Bennett says it's likely that some of those businesses will have to close. He also says he's trying to push the province to do more to protect these business owners.
Right now, we're doing a survey with our businesses to find out how they're going to be doing. I mean, the Chamber of Commerce, the Ontario Chamber of Commerce, they're saying that at least 10% of the businesses are going to be closing, which is sad. This is why in the restaurant businesses, a lot of them here in town, they're only open from 4 to 7 for takeout. Well, that might pay some of the bills, but probably won't pay all of the bills. I did bring a resolution to council, a notice of motion, that's asking the province to keep any landlord from evicting their tenants, at least until another 30 days. Work with the tenants, and believe me, there's a lot of good landlords that are working with them, but I had one business told me that they had to close because their landlord was putting the rent up 20%, and in this economy, I don't see too many people lining up the doors to rent right now until things really open up. Sadly, I saw a business in downtown Acton that just opened up March 21st, and now they're closed permanently because after 1 week of being open, less than that, they had to shut down, and then they've been paying rent for 2 months and can't sell anything, so they shut down. So that's the sad part. It's reality, but a lot of dreams and hopes and money has just vanished for a lot of these. So we're hoping the economy will pick up.
During these unprecedented times, as things keep changing and new programs keep rolling out, one thing remains constant: there are always so many questions that residents have. MPP Jane McKenna not only extended her office hours, but also offers 24/7 support online.
Burlington is a community like no other. In good times and bad, we're there for each other, and we always rally together to ensure no one is left behind. With so much information out there, it can be overwhelming. That's why on April 1st, I launched my COVID-19 webpage and 24/7 online chat on my website. Over the past 8 weeks, more than 6,500 Burlington residents have used these resources to learn about the help available for individuals, students, seniors, businesses, and nonprofits. You can also find out more about community and mental health supports, or get connected with local organizations to volunteer to lend a hand. If you haven't already, visit my website at janemckenna.mpp.ca/COVID-19. We will get through this together.
Thanks for being with us here on Halton News. Up next, we interview a retired astronaut about the space station launch set to take place tomorrow. We'll be right back. It will be one for the history books. You may want to take some time out of your day tomorrow to watch as NASA launches American astronauts to the International Space Station for the first time in a decade. Our Melissa Candelaria has that story.
You and I are going to be part of history in the making. Well, at least we will get to watch on Saturday as NASA, in partnership with aerospace manufacturer SpaceX, launches 2 astronauts to the International Space Station. Although originally set for Wednesday, the launch was postponed due to unfavorable weather conditions. Now, Oakville resident Dr. David Williams is no stranger to space. The retired astronaut says this is a really historic moment for NASA and human spaceflight.
So over the past 10 years, NASA and the international partners have utilized the Russian space program, the Soyuz spacecraft, to send astronauts to the International Space Station. The last time we launched astronauts to the space station from Kennedy Space Center in Florida was roughly 10 years ago. So this is historic in the sense that we're now bringing launch capability back to NASA, back to the United States, once again launching crews from Florida to go to the space station. But more importantly, it's that unique partnership between a private sector company and NASA to build a launch capability to take humans in space. So this is not only the dawn of a new era of space exploration, it's the dawn of new capability that one day will see private sector technology used to take everyone into space, and that's going to be very exciting.
The success of this launch will pave the way for further exploration in space. Williams says it's the beginning of an exciting time.
Well, there's no question that the technology we're looking at today is technology to enable us to go farther in space and to stay longer. If you look at the capsule and you compare it to the capsule that was used in the Apollo program to send the astronauts to the moon, it looks very, very similar. Of course, what we're looking at today is a much more modern, technologically enhanced version, but fundamentally we're transitioning from the space shuttle, a winged spacecraft, into the use of a ballistic capsule that we can use to send astronauts to the space station, back to the moon or potentially in the future onto Mars.
Having gone to the International Space Station himself back in 2007 and completing 3 spacewalks during that mission, Williams says it will be interesting to see the changes they've made since his time in space.
Just looking at the spacesuit, where they're getting into their suits, the suit room is the same one we used, but on the one hand, it's similar. On the other hand, everything is different. It's really exciting seeing the evolution of technology that's going to be used to take humans farther into space. And I hope everything goes well on Saturday, that the weather lines up and that the spacecraft and the crew are ready to go.
Saturday's launch coverage will start at 11 a.m. on NASA television or on NASA's website, with the actual launch set for exactly 3:22 p.m. Reporting for Halton News, I'm Melissa Candelaria.
Taking a look now at our local weather forecast, here's a look out at Burlington's Pier. Looking into our weekend, we'll have a mix of sun and clouds tomorrow, reaching 20 degrees. Enjoy that. It won't be quite as warm as Sunday, and there will be a slight chance of rain showers. It's only a 30% chance, though. Otherwise, a mix of sun and clouds. Those clouds will clear, revealing full sun for Monday, 20 degrees, and then we are looking at rain for Tuesday, and into Wednesday is likely as well. And now a look at our Market Watch and how local companies have fared. Up next, an important announcement by the YMCA of Oakville when it comes to their summer camp programming. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Halton News. I'm Jessica Kading. The YMCA of Oakville had to make a big decision about their summer camp programming. We spoke with the president and CEO, Kyle Barber, for this announcement.
Well, we announced cancellation yesterday. It was about a week ago that the premier, the province came out and announced that overnight camps would be closed down based on just a number of logistics problems around busing and around group sizes and kids and controlled areas, all those types of things. We're in the childcare business. We operate a lot of childcares around Oakville and around through the community, and so we're well versed on what it takes to make kids safe, provide a safe environment for staff, and so it came down to a question of whether or not we thought we could duplicate that in a summer day camp setting. Some of those logistics I mentioned, things around busing and program requirements, those types of things are one thing, and then the other was just around availability of locations. We run our day camps in a variety of conservation areas and parks and schools, not YMCA owned, and so our ability to put the types of controls to those locations was certainly we saw that was going to be a problem. We know that certain levels of control are needed, and certain levels of control in day camp don't often fit in the same sentence because of rainy days and things like that where we have to respond to changing conditions. We did make the decision that we would have to close our day camps, much to the dismay of a lot of staff, young staff, who count on this for a summer job. Also, to parents who we really need this type of service to be able to kickstart our economy again as we head into September.
Well, I'm sure it wasn't an easy decision, and as a charity, I mean, this is also a financial loss for you as well.
Oh, you bet. Charities are being hit pretty hard by this. Our YMCA has been serving the community here with day camps for a long time, and people have come to expect, a level of quality. I think we had 5,000 parents who registered, or 5,000 kids that had been registered, and so we're offering a full refund for those parents. that was part of our decision too, was that we needed to come out and let parents know what we were thinking so that they could make alternative plans. It's still our hope that programmatically we'll be able to offer some type of program. We just knew that we wouldn't be able to duplicate what parents were expecting. So we thought, hey, we'll refund refund the fees, and then should we be able to develop something that's a little more programmatically secure, then we would open up a new registration with a new fee structure and all of that, sort of start again.
Taking a look at our local events coming up, we do invite you to join Cogeco's Do 5, Give 5, Ask 5 challenge in support of the Halton Learning Foundation and students in the Halton District School Board who are in need. The idea is to help the Halton Learning Foundation raise $5,000 by June 1st to provide basic necessities for Halton District School Board students and their families who are struggling due to pandemic-related closures. To participate, all you need to do is walk, run, bike, or move for 5 kilometers. Text Halton to 45678 to donate at least $5 to the Halton Learning Foundation, and then use social media to nominate your friends to do the same. Be sure to use the hashtag #CogecoGive5Challenge. The downtown Oakville Cyber Sidewalk Sale is on now through Sunday. You can shop from the comfort of your home day or night. Many retailers are also offering free shipping and local delivery. For more information and to see all the stores that are participating, you can visit oakvilledowntown.com. The Eden Mills Writers Festival is presenting their In Your Backyard series online starting June 11th at 8 p.m. You can join host Karma Brown, journalist and best-selling author of Recipe for a Perfect Wife, as she leads the discussion with the authors of 3 books. They include Rachel Matlow of Dead Mom Walking, Michelle Parise of Alone, a Love Story, and Allison Waring of Moments of Glad Grace. The event will include closed captioning. To register, please visit EdenMillsWritersFestival.ca and click on the 2020 online series. All the featured books are available at the festival's book-selling partner, the Bookshelf in Guelph. You can order yours on bookshelf.ca. Taking a look now at our schedules. If you're in Burlington and Oakville, we present Sports Week with Steve Foxcroft. Marianne Mead Ward will bring us another edition of Burlington Matters, and Kimberly Calderbank follows with Community Cultures. And 8:30 is Help, We've Got Anxiety. For viewers in Milton and Halton Hills, Sports Week with Steve Foxcroft is also on, but it's followed by Real Estate Simplified with Seth Ferguson, Get Legal with Samantha Glass is at 8, and then Councillor Mike Cluett presents Local Matters. That's at 8:30. I'd like to take this opportunity now to wish you a safe and enjoyable weekend. We'll be back with another live newscast Monday at 5:30. We also invite you to join us on social media at YourTV Halton on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can find more of our programming online at yourtv.tv. For Halton News, I'm Jessica Kading, and I thank you for watching.